Previously. X-Rated, the X-Men animated review show.
Everyone, together we shall embark upon a wondrous renaissance. I invite you to be a part of it.
Welcome to the Renaissance. This is X-Rated, the X-Men animated review show. X-Rated Evolution.
We just need to proceed cautiously. Trust me.
Trust me. And who am I that you're trusting? I am one of your hosts.
I'm strong. I'm agile. I got this killer tongue.
Pause.
Devo.
Oh my.
And with me, as always, is my co-host.
Here I am, ready to give my all to the cause.
Hanif Jelani Robinson.
Have I been demoted?
Wow.
I guess I've been demoted.
Nif Silver, of course.
Nif Silver.
Well, you guys have
What
a
am
lot
I
of fun
doing
doing
here?
this show. I look forward to watching future episodes.
I kid.
It's been a great
All
ride
right.
so far. I'm sorry it had to end this way, but Davin's a...
Nobody's demoted. But who's that? That's
I'm a champ, not a chump, yo.
a champ, not a chump.
I don't
Andre
remember
Summers.
Toad being so like
Toad's
yellow.
awesome.
I guess so.
Well, that's his whole thing. This
Toad's my
whole thing. This series. He's like the real hip hop, urban slang kind of like.
Yeah, I don't remember it being that prominent, I guess, in the earlier episodes. So maybe I wasn't paying enough attention.
Yeah, well, because
He's
he's British in the comics. Like
They certainly amped it up hard in this one. He's like,
what's his name? Mortimer Toynbee or something like that.
Mortimer Toynbee.
Mortimer Toynbee. Yeah. What a great, that's from the Stan Lee era of making up character names.
Yes.
Mortimer
I love all
Toynbee.
those Marvel names, though. Most of them are pretty great.
Like all the heroes get cool, like alliterative names, and all like the dweebs or the villains get ridiculous names.
Yeah. Well, there was oh god, I hate referencing the show, but on the Big Bang Theory, I think Raj, the dude, he did this hilarious like breakdown of how all the heroes and characters have like same letter names, like Reed Richards, Victor Von Doom, and Peter
that was
Parker.
a Stan Lee thing.
Alliterative names,
Yeah.
Well, mostly. I mean, not all of them.
Or no, he was generalizing, but like when he went down the list, I was like, huh.
Oh, there's an awful
Sue Storm.
It's a big. There's quite
Scott
a few.
Summers.
But it's I just find it funny that like some of those gold and silver age characters, mostly silver age, are just like ridiculously named. Like Victor Freeze becomes Mr. Freeze.
And it's
Fries. Yeah, I know, but it's still pronounced Freeze. And like, Pamela era. The girl whose last name is a plant is poison ivy. It's just all really ridiculous. One of my favorites is there's this guy, an obscure Marvel villain, which I'm sure Devin knows about, named Thomas. Was it Thomas something Morrow? And he's like sorry. That's a DC character. But in Marvel Comics, there's a guy that's obsessed with the turn of the century. Like his whole gimmick is that he thinks like the early 1900s was like the best era to live in, and his name is Turner D. Century. It's like Morrow is a villain.
Or even like with like the Riddler, his name is Edward Nigma.
Yeah, that actually has been retconned. It's supposed to be, I think it's over Nashton now.
Oh,
but
why would you? That was a cool name. Why would they make that?
Well, Nigma's not really a normal last name. It's just convenient to spell it Enigma. You know any Enigmas? Is there any Enigmas out there? I don't know.
Not that I know.
Not many Skellhorns either. What are we doing here? Well, we're here to review X-Men Evolution Season 1, Episodes 12 and 13.
This is crazy. Have you guys done like a back-to-back like multiple part finale?
It's one of Davin's favorite things to do that I always stop him from doing because they make the episodes too long. We did it in the first episode of the entire show. We did the first 2 parts of the original X-Men animated series.
Oh yeah,
And
that's
it was
right.
fine, but it was also
That's-
really, really long.
Well, that's fair because like it's kind of hard. They kind of roll into each other, so you kind of have to almost.
Actually, in the files that I have to watch them, they are combined. 12 and 13 are just one long episode.
Yeah.
There you have it. Part 1 written by
which I totally
Simon Furman
obtained through legal means.
and directed by Gary Graham, and Part 2 written by Greg Johnson and directed by friend of the show Stephen E. Gordon.
Hey.
Sorry about the delay. Last night, everybody, that was my fault. I had an acting gig that ran long. Davin asked me what it was, and I felt I would save it for the show.
All right, let's hear it.
Because it's so ridiculous. So there's this. Last year, I did this as well. It was there's this Chinese app in China that you.
Hold on.
Oh Jesus, it's a segment, isn't it?
Yeah, of course it is.
All right. What are they doing up there?
Yeah,
What are
exactly.
they doing up there?
That's what I'm looking for. We gotta have that here somewhere. What you think they doing up there?
Well, let's catch up on old times.
What are they up to? What you think they're doing up there?
What you think they doing up there?
So in China, there's this app. I can't remember what it's called, but anyway, they have what basically happens is you get a whole movie through the app. So it's like they give you the first 10 minutes for free, and then for every subsequent minute of the 80-minute movie, I guess, or whatever, how long it is, you have to play a game, watch an ad, do these different things to get the next minute. So every day you need to do another little task to get the minute. And I did one of these last year. It was called Made It to the Alpha King, which was some ridiculous thing about like a family of aristocratic werewolves and some woman that like falls in love with the next in line to be the Alpha King, in quotes. And the very low budget, very ridiculous. But anyway, it paid well, and I just had to run out and pretend to attack a woman for 5 minutes and get beat up.
So
You were gonna do that anyway.
Yeah. So anyway, they're doing another one. This one's called Married to a Gangster, I believe, and I had to play a gangster in this one. So I had to shoot a guy. That was
Are you
fun.
Irish this time?
No, I was Irish before, but not this time. But yeah, it was fun. It was
What's
a
a
good little
Canadian
game.
gangster like?
You're looking
Like
at 2 of them.
Just a deeper voice. Where's the money? Where's my money? But yeah, it was fine. It was fun, but it just took forever. My call time was 3:45, and I didn't actually get out of there until about 9:10. So, which is not bad actually for most people that do film stuff. That's not too bad, but it's just longer than expected. But I made it, and I'm here tonight. Sorry about that. We could have done it super late last night, but Davin didn't want to stay up past midnight because he turns into a pumpkin.
Well, I couldn't do it late last night either because I had to be up at 4.
Oh, sure. What do you do for a living, Hanif? You may feel
I am a photographer.
Right.
I work for a little establishment called Discovery Cove. It's a little like resort park that guests go to swim with dolphins, and I am in the watcher with the guests playing with the dolphins. But today I wasn't doing that. I was actually working with another group doing some like visual design stuff for the park. We were like basically taking down all the last minute Christmas stuff, packing it up, and then putting out new merchandise on the floor.
Oh, that's cool.
I technically work for merchandise, but I'm a photographer by trade.
Ah, very nice.
Yeah.
My brother's a photographer as well.
Yeah.
Very cool.
I just want to go back and watch the old Flipper movie with Elijah Wood and just imagine Hanif in the Elijah Wood role. That's what I
And fun fact about that. So we actually have a dolphin at our park named Clipper with a C because we're actually not allowed to use the F word because it's copyrighted.
Because you're referencing dolphins. What if you were to name like a turtle Flipper?
Sure, that's probably fine.
I'm pretty sure they'd still
fine.
catch on, but I don't know.
Maybe.
Well, is there any otters there?
Above my pay grade.
Are there any seals or otters there? Because there was a seal and otter movie called Andre, so you can call one of them Andre if you want.
Otters are very cute.
And actually, I believe the seal in the movie was played by an otter because seals are really hard to train, or the other way around. Or maybe it was an otter that was trained by played by seal. Something the other way around because they're very hard to train apparently. But at the resort I was at in Mexico, there was a place where you could swim with dolphins, and there's people doing that. I didn't do that, but I watched. watch other people for a bit. They're cute. I love dolphins, but I feel kind of bad. Just I guess these ones were born in captivity, so that's all they know. But still, it's like
yeah,
they seemed happy, so that's good.
Get to hang out with Hanif. These ones.
Yeah, that'd be fun. I'll go down
Wherever we
to
go.
Florida and hang out with Hanif and some dolphins.
Yeah.
Really. So Hanif, you requested to be on this episode before we even started doing the review of this series. So, do you want to save that for when we get to the episode, or did you want to like?
It's just some stuff that happens in the episode that I'm very
all right.
have some feelings about.
We'll get
nothing that's gonna shatter the earth, but there's been a lot of jokes and memes going around about this episode on a certain part.
Oh, really? That's fun.
Yes.
Okay. Interesting.
Let's find out why.
Get into it. All right.
All right. Well, we find ourselves at the X Mansion. Jean Grey arrives and then sees some moving shadows in the woods, follows them to discover Toad, who is very full of the jargon, the very hip hop type jargon.
He is the best.
A lot of yo's.
Kitty, are you climbing trees again?
First of all, why?
I like the cat allegory.
She be climbing trees?
Because she's a cat. Because she's a cat.
No pun intended.
Yeah, I know, but still. Maybe she's just living up to her namesake. She's like, I don't like climbing trees, but I got to because my name is Kitty.
The thought of a young Kitty Pryde climbing trees is hilarious.
I'm a champ, not a chump, yo.
He's like of all of the characters in the show, he is the most chump-like, which is hilarious. He's like, yo, like he's probably the least. His powers are probably the least not interesting, but the least useful of all of them. And he's just like super like, yo, I'm a champ. And
he's confident.
And he's gonna go after I don't think she recognizes it, but an Omega level telekinetic. And you thought you stood a chance.
Well, she's a telepath in this series, right?
Well, she's a telepath and a telekinetic.
Yeah. That's what I mean. I think they did that on purpose. Like, I think they're like, let's put Toad and Jean Grey just because it's hilarious. It's the first matchup. It's like,
telekinetic is moving things with your mind. So
he just picks up a stick and she just like snaps the stick with her brain. And she's just like, "What are you doing?"
Basically, he's trying to challenge her to a fight. And Jean easily disperses him by throwing him down a well.
Hot take, Toad's a chode.
Yes, he is.
And then
at no point, honest question: when has Toad ever been a legit threat to anyone in the Marvel Comics universe, history, mythos, whatever?
The times I like Toad the best, which is
sure he did at some point.
I'm gonna say something blasphemous. I think the most when he was a threat was in the first X-Men movie when he actually like kicked everyone's ass. And
yeah, he did.
Well, here's the thing.
Shout out to Ray Park.
Movie. Yeah, Ray Park. After that movie, there was a Wolverine comic where they changed Toad's look to he kind of looks like.
I remember that.
But he's still green.
But he had the goggles and everything.
Yeah. So in that comic, Toad is a cage fighter. Like Wolverine gets sucked into this cage fighting ring, and Toad's like kicking everyone's ass in this cage fighting.
I mean, if he actually like utilized his abilities, because he's actually a pretty agile, pretty strong, pretty fast like mutant, and if he actually utilized them properly, he might actually do some damage. But unfortunately, he gets treated like a D level, maybe C level mutant villain, I guess.
He was the janitor at the school during the Wolverine and the X-Men run.
Oh, jeez.
It seems.
Well, we'll get to that one eventually.
God bless.
So anyway, she disperses with Toad, but then
no, not the show, the comic. I mean.
Oh, right. Yeah, that's right. Because they did make him kind of a right. Yeah.
They make him a lot shorter. Like he's kind of like this little like hobbit looking.
I kind of liked him way back for the original design when he had like almost like a medieval jester outfit. Yeah, where it was like yellow and purple, and he's kind of fat and just sort of gross.
Yeah, in the what is it? The Pride of the X-Men, that pilot.
Yeah,
he was.
That's
he's just like
he's got the bowl and the bowl cut. The bowl cut's very important. Yeah.
Yeah, legit jester. That's what he was.
Yeah.
So then Jean is approached by a giant silver ball. Let's hold your jokes, and then she
Damn it! Fine.
Is
Continue.
sucked up by the ball and then and taken away. So Toad is upset because
kind of pain you're feeling.
Oh my god.
Toad is upset because he thought he could beat her and felt like he should be able to be taken by the ball.
Really thought.
What I think is really cool, I don't know. You can see my mouse. Is I don't never noticed this before, but Toad's got webbed fingers.
Wow. They do a lot of cool details like that in the show.
I never noticed that.
I noticed that even when he's holographic, Nightcrawler always holds his fingers like that.
Every time I watch this show, I love it more and more and more, and I just find more details and more things about it that I just appreciate it almost as much as TAS, if not more.
Wow. I haven't gone that far yet, but I do think it's getting better, which I do like. So,
well, wait till you get to the next seasons. It's gonna step up like tremendously. Trust me.
Wow. I'm looking forward to that because I didn't get this is as far as I've seen ever.
Yeah,
like when it
first came out. The next when you get on season 2, it's gonna go out of here.
Cool,
sweet.
So
we see TAS. If it's gonna be that good, then there's a lot of the crazy stuff to come. TAS was amazing.
Yeah.
So we see a young man who's known as Alex. His friends are looking for him, can't find him. He's off surfing, as he's prone to do. He capsizes, is attacked by a shark. Man, this looks like he's bleeding, which is funny. And then is attacked by a shark, and as his powers activate, and he manages to push the shark away. It seems as though he kills the shark.
It doesn't look good for the shark.
It does not look good for the shark because. See if I can find it. The shark does not swim; it just sort of sinks.
Oh damn!
Yeah, it does seem like he killed that shark.
I'm surprised no animal organizations attack the show for that.
No, it's not a real, it's animated
shark. But they'll still be getting on people like, oh, you
those sharks were drawn as being harmed during the making of this episode.
Yes, that's true. So he's kind of overcome with what's going on with him. Charles gets a notification of a new mutant, and he recognized immediately that it's Scott's brother, Alex Summers, who Scott believes died in a plane crash when they were young. I like this little overlay. It looks like a like a soap opera. What is he thinking?
Well, they said they leaned into the soap opera elements in this show.
Well, yeah, because the main, it rarely introduces new cast members. Alex is the first real new cast member we've gotten in pretty much this entire season, except for as we introduce the villains. But
Spike.
No, Spike, and I guess Quicksilver and other guys too. But it is rare that we get it's such a. I've mentioned this on the show before, but it's such a strange conflict with the original series.
Well, I mean, yeah, they're dealing with a younger.
Yeah, and they're always guest stars and secret people hidden everywhere. You don't really get that in this one.
Yeah, because I mean, on top of them dealing with their mutant powers and their coming of age, they're also literally high schoolers or middle schoolers or whatever, and they are dealing with the teenage angst or the drama that comes with that.
So much angst.
There's some angst there.
There's a lot of angst. Yeah, so he's coming to terms with his powers, and then he's visited by this towering character who offers him mysteriously offers him a place in a new sanctuary he's building, away from where humans won't understand them. We see Scott.
Just back off, creep.
I thought that was funny because Magneto is a creep in this, man. He's always
kind of.
It's funny how you play that audio right when Professor X and Scott were talking.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it's true. The picture had Scott and
that's pretty funny
too. Yeah. So Xavier tells Scott that Alex is still alive, and he's just discovered him through Cerebro. His powers have activated. They're going off to find him, leaving the other mutants behind. I guess Alex is in Hawaii, so the other guys are all excited because they think they're going to get to go Hawaii.
It's going to be an X point, but you notice both Alex and Nightcrawler are wearing yellow flower shirts.
I've noticed Nightcrawler looks very Hunter S. Thompson in this picture. I was flying over the skies in the Blackbird when the drugs took hold. Bats everywhere. Just Angel. All right, so they decide they're
tail
going
end
to
of an ether binge.
It's true. That's true. He's got the briefcase full of drugs. He's got his Samoan lawyer handy. So yeah, he makes suggestions they find their own beach. Hawaii is the only beach out there they can go to, so they take off, go to the beach. We see a cat wandering around.
Keep it together, Maya.
I'm tired, man. So we see a cat wandering around.
There's a cat there. Perk up.
It's not a cat. It's Mystique.
No, she pets a cat on the way in, doesn't she? And that's why I gave her the idea.
I thought she was she is the cat later. I thought she was the cat here too. I'm pretty sure she's the cat.
She's the cat. Yeah, she was
she's
the cat
the whole time.
And then later when we get to the scene, she's a cat. Then that's why Storm was like, says what she says. Oh, by the way, I just realized something. I didn't realize her face and her arms are like.
I noticed that in this episode too.
And I think that's actually a part of her uniform because
it is. Her uniform is dark blue. I noticed that too because I thought the same thing. It was open, but it's not.
Yeah, because we're used to seeing her open legs, open arms, and I guess she's a little more covered up this time.
Yeah, they made it more like a tactical outfit into a dress somehow. I don't know, but yeah, I noticed that too. Because I always thought it was her actual body the whole way through too, but I noticed that it's just dark blue. Yeah, a different skin tone. So yeah, that was a revelation for me as well. So they get there, they go to find Alex, but then the ship takes off on it. Xavier senses Magneto's nearby. The ship takes off on its own under the control of Magneto. Wolverine, of course, jumps on top to try to stop it, and then Scott has a reunion with his brother.
Alex, is it really you, Scott? Scott!
Jane! Oh wait, wrong show.
So then Alex basically tells him that this Magneto guy offered him a sanctuary in the stars and says how he's just misunderstood. He knows what the X-Men are going to say about him, but they don't understand.
He was just calling him a creep a minute ago.
Yeah, but he showed him his helmet and then he came around.
Oh, you want to see me without my helmet?
All you gotta do is take your helmet off and show your face, and all is well.
That's right. I got some fun stuff to point out about the what comes a little later with these two, but the so he says that Magneto left this sphere behind to go to the sanctuary, and he wants Scott to come with him. Scott doesn't trust it, but he wants to go with Alex, so he goes along. We see Wolverine hanging out of the wing here, trying to.
There's something on the wing.
Where's he been?
Jesus.
Look at Wolverine's claws. I don't think, are they?
What?
Man, look at those claws. They're terrible.
Somebody has to be the smart one and say, you know what, Wolverine, you need to stay your ass home.
Oh, they bend. That's what happens.
It's a liability.
Magneto bends them. His powers, yeah.
Ooh.
So then
Wolverine,
he shoots
your ass home.
Yeah, shoots Wolverine off into the ocean. We see Storm come home. She sees the cat. She wanders around looking for somebody. We see the kids off to their private beach where they're.
Do you have something to say, Hanif?
Yeah, go ahead, jump in.
Can we please rewind back to the Storm?
All right.
Okay.
That picture?
Yes. So, Storm is literally in a 1v1 with Mystique.
Yeah.
I don't know what Magneto was thinking when he made this pair up, because you're literally sending one of your top agents against a chick.
I think he set her up to fail.
I think so too.
She knew it, because this was like some bull. It was like if Mortal Kombat goes wrong, because she's like literally trying to fly at her with a freaking Liu Kang bicycle kick, and you're fighting Raiden, the God of Thunder.
She was on thin ice with him from the whole debacle with the Nightcrawler.
And that's what this is what I was referring to, because there was this hilarious video where people were commenting on this fight, and they were just like, "Sis, you knew you done fucked up."
Yeah. Yeah, it's not the right matchup for her, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's like when she was falling
down, didn't have anyone to fight Storm except himself.
When she was falling down the stairs, all I could picture was that, "Yep, that's me." You're probably wondering how I got in this situation.
Yeah. It's funny too.
Yeah, she was screaming like she knew she was in some shit.
Well, it's also like, who else would he send? It'd be one of the goon squad there. So that's how many people he has.
So just chop the L up, or just send the spear down and just catch her off guard.
Yeah, Sabretooth
the best chance.
When someone's got to fight Wolverine, yeah, that would be
like Sabretooth and Wolverine. That made sense. The others kind of like match up kids versus kids, but Storm versus Mystique, that was just straight L's on L's.
Well, Toad on Jean Grey is not a good match.
That was he took 2 L's. That was another thing. We'll get to that later.
Again, I think he set these people up on purpose. I think he had the ones he wanted, and he made sure he got the ones he wanted.
But why even bother setting up the artifice of them having to fight each other? Why don't just take the one?
I got things to say about Magneto's in this episode.
Right. So we catch the teens on their way to the local beach are blindsided by the Goon Squad here, the Brotherhood of Mutants, who try to run them off the road, and they're stopped by Blob, who's blocking the road. Wolverine winds up washed up on this shitty island beside where he got thrown off the plane, which conveniently has Sabretooth waiting nearby.
This is about to be the 4th fight between them this season.
Yes, this whole season we've had 4 fights between Sabretooth and I was going to bring that
another
up
in this episode. Well, the second part, so there's 5 in this season.
So out of 10 episodes, we
got 5
episodes.
That brings us to Wolverine versus Sabretooth scorecard. We're going to keep it going this series because I figure they're going to fight at least 3 times
what's
next
the count
season.
so far? Who's
well,
on
the
top?
count, I was thinking about that. So I think the first one went to Wolverine. And then
the one where they left him in the Arctic, Wolverine definitely won that one.
Yeah. And then the second one, I think, went to Sabretooth because it's like he was kicking Wolverine's ass, and then the X-Men shows up and like they chased him away, but he was kind of having his
you don't get a point when your homies show up to jump you.
Nope. So it's 1-1. And then the next one is in the Weapon X episode. And I'd say Wolverine won that because Wolverine kind of got the better of him, Sabretooth and Cornelius at the end of that one.
All right,
so 2-1 Wolverine. And then, well, obviously, Wolverine's about to lose this one. So
he forfeits, so.
Still, he gets thrown off a cliff.
All right.
So 2-2.
Yeah, that should do it.
And then we'll see what happens in the final fight between them. So where am I going to keep score? Yeah, I'll keep score there.
All right. So, yeah, we see Magneto looking over his asteroid, as we as fans know as Asteroid M. I don't believe it's called that in this episode, but
it's called Sanctuary or Avalon or something like that.
Yeah, I think they called Avalon, and it is mentioned a Sanctuary before as well.
No, he does call it. He does call it Asteroid M, but he's like, "Welcome to Sanctuary."
Right. So, we see all of the X-Men, various X-Men, getting into the fights with their opponents,
counterparts.
It's kind of teased. I think at this point, it's pretty apparent that they have to battle for a spot on the Magneto setting up all these battles. Whoever wins gets a place in Sanctuary.
I like that. I like the whole let's pick the good guys and the bad guys. You don't see that often.
No, you don't, and I think it's kind of cool how they did it this way.
Yeah.
I like to make a point about
survival of the fittest or the trial by fire.
As maybe I'll say this as an next point.
All right.
How about Magneto over there?
Yeah,
they're just he has.
Remember Magneto that saved the world in his underwear in the previous show.
But look at how the cape just rests upon those mighty pecs.
Dude was pretty jacked for a Holocaust survivor.
Yeah,
I don't know if he is in this one. Did they say that?
He's just Teal'c from SG1 in this one. He's just super jacked.
So they have obviously we have the usual 2 different views about how they integrate with humanity that Xavier and Magneto always bring to the table. Kind of interaction here where because Magneto has kidnapped Charles and taken him to his asteroid. We see all the activity going. Oh yeah, there's a scene where Kitty faces through Blob and she's like grossed out and passes out because
to melt down here all covered up like this. I hate it.
Yeah, you should try being blue and furry. It's murder.
No, the blue part matters. The furry part I get in the heat. I don't know why the color of your fur would make it worse.
Yeah.
If it was black, I could see that, but I guess dark blue is close.
Yeah,
darker color.
Absorbs
more light and absorbs more light. So yeah, we see the big interactions, pretty much a big old fight between the Brotherhood and the kids. We get the showdown between Mystique and
Back to
Storm.
this woeful fight here.
Storm beats
Sorry,
the living
Mystique.
hell out of her without much trouble at all.
I love what Storm
So it
did
should be,
with the whole like fog it up, and then she just snuck up on her with the right hook.
Oh yeah.
I don't know why you have chosen to attack me. And in truth, I don't much care. This is my home, and you are not welcome here.
Bars. He's like, get the fuck out of my house.
Now
One
imagine
thing,
that
I also
from
love,
Alpha's
one thing I also love about this X-Men is that they actually are legit trained, like even without their powers, like they can like throw hands.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, you know, they're in the middle of it. They're getting the training. They're coming along. So the Storm,
at least Cyclops, and as far as the students go, Cyclops and Jean have pretty good mastery over their powers already. It would seem.
Yeah. Wait till you get to one of the later seasons. There's an epic fight scene with Scott where he actually has to. He's kind of blinded, and he actually has to fight with his hands, and so it's pretty epic. I'm not gonna get too much.
But all this time, where's he been?
Oh no! Did I do that again? I must have. Oh. All right, continue.
Oh, did you put the two Qs in the same thing again? Did you not learn your lesson after a year of this? Jesus. No. All right. I appreciate your stark honesty. So Storm's taken away by the ball, the silver balls. The silver balls remind me. I'm going to save this for another exploit.
No, you can say it. They remind you a lot of pinball.
No, they don't. But
and ever since you was a young boy, you played the silver ball.
God plays a mean pinball. It's a pinball wizard. Apparently, if you ever seen the movie Tommy, that's the Who movie, right?
Yeah.
Elton John is in it in a particularly funny role when he has these giant shoes and he's like really tall because the shoes are like 6 feet tall. But apparently his prerequisite on being in the movie was getting to keep those shoes, which I guess he has somewhere. So yeah, big fight between
pair of shoes.
Wolverine and Sabretooth. Charles knows what's going on now that they're making them fight for a place in the thing. So Charles manages before he's blocked telepathically to warn Wolverine to lose the fight. He basically just gets a line in which Wolverine has to kind of decipher what he meant, but understands eventually.
Wait, are we already on the second part? Are we?
Not quite. No, we're still the first part.
Yeah, because the second part is when he warns Wolverine to lose the fight.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah, because
that comes a little later.
The first part ends with Scott and Alex arriving.
Yeah.
Yes.
Storm and Rogue and all of them are all locked up in the
I don't have the audio playing, so I can't tell as well. But so then we see the X-Men are
Hey, Scott, come on, man. This is no good. They're having a little timeout. So what?
It's not. We're not there yet.
Yeah, this is the end of the episode. The end of the episode's right there. This is the end of the first episode.
Apocalypse, and he'll be like, "Hey, Apocalypse, man! Like this is not right.
Just chill out.
We gotta." I never thought of it that way. Thank you.
Alex. What I find funny too is like if I guess Magneto doesn't really want to kill mutants. He wants all of the mutants, even the ones he doesn't agree with, to be safe in Sanctuary. But like if he had these
none of this, no, he doesn't. Does he?
He never wanted to kill mutants. He just
this one though.
Well, when his issue was like anybody got in his way, he had to take him out. But
he has these silver balls that
he ultimately didn't want any mutants to be harmed or killed. But people who stand against him have to face consequences.
But he has these silver balls that can knock any X-Men out and put them immediately into stasis. Why does he use those more often? Just like put an end to it just bust through the wall of the X-Mansion and took out Storm. Like should be able to take out anybody.
This show's great at the visual details, but like details like that, they don't pay a lot of attention to so far.
So yeah, we see Scott. Charles is horrified to see that Scott and Alex are there now as well. So then we see the X-Men that got stuck, or the people that got stuck behind, which are Toad. Still didn't get on because the X-Men won their fight with the Brotherhood and got taken up to the thing with the Brotherhood got to go to, except for Toad, who's still hanging around. I don't remember what's exactly happening here. What's Toad doing?
He the other X-Men were like, where'd they take him? What happened? And he's like, we're the losers. And he's like, what happens to the winners?
Yeah.
So you got Kurt, Kitty, Spike.
Yes, that's right. So the winners of each of the respective fights got to go up. The rest of them are behind, and now they're trying to figure out how to get there as well.
You won the grand prize, a free trip to Asteroid M.
I believe this is where Charles warns Wolverine about. No, it's right around here. He warns Wolverine about losing his fight, but then we see Scott's ready to attack Magneto to defend Charles, but
man.
Charles is gassed to keep him quiet.
Look, Magneto just has to gas a guy every now and then.
He's gonna gas a guy.
Relax.
Yeah, and Magneto takes off his helmet here to show that he's first time we see him without his helmet on. No, not.
Look, I'm not Dutch.
Very obviously Pietro's father by his hair, though.
Yeah.
Look, the hair's exactly the same. He also looks a little kinder here. I don't know. Maybe it's just because it's a more simpler design. Like not design of the costumes, but like the facial design. I don't know. Anyway, Wolverine purposely loses this fight, so Sabretooth gets to go to fun asteroid. The losers all are working together to try to find out what's going on. Wolverine, of course, amongst them. They're going to helm a head off because Mystique knows what's going on and wants to lead the party so she can get everybody there. Wolverine's ready to leave her behind because of that, but she acquiesces and says she will listen to him, or let him lead. But
she wants to be consulted.
Yes. So they take this.
I'm the other adult in here, so let me know what's up.
So they take their little mini helicopter thing.
Just like you can consult these hands.
Yeah. They fly off to Asteroid M as well. We get the flashback of Cyclops. We get the backstory of Cyclops and Havoc, where their plane was going down. They only had 2 parachutes apparently. Why would you go on a plane with not enough parachutes for people?
I have zero clue. Someone was saying, oh no. Didn't Corsair in the TAS say the explosion destroyed the other parachutes and they only had
but this is a whole other continuity. I don't see any.
They only had one. Yeah, they don't know because in the series in the TAS they said they only have one. They only had one parachute and they strapped Alex to Scott when they sent him off.
But they were attacked by not the Shi'ar. What were they attacked by in that?
They were attacked by the Shi'ar in the TAS, but they didn't explain what happened in Evolution. They just said the plane was going down.
Do they never explain what happened to the parents in the Evolution?
Unfortunately, no. And we're not going to. I don't think we're going to see Scott and Alex's father anytime soon in the show.
Is that going to be Corsair?
Yeah, we're not going to see Corsair. Actually, there's I don't think there's any space adventures in the series.
Yeah, they're in space in this one.
Huh?
They're in space in this one.
Nah.
Oh, whoops.
That's true. It's about as far. Well, they're still in orbit around Earth, so they didn't get too far out of the galaxy.
Yeah.
So we see that happen. The kids had to get thrown out of the plane. They got separated when they were coming down. They each thought the other one had passed away. Alex was raised by foster parents during the explosion. Anyway, they reconnect, brotherhood, and all that fun stuff. Basically, he's telling them he has this way to enhance your mutant abilities. So you can control them. Scott will be able to control his eye beams. Scott mentions that he hit his head in the fall that caused the problem with him controlling his eye beams.
Yeah.
So Magneto explains that he has this process that is going to enhance your power. So you won't have to train. You'll be at the peak of your powers right away. Of course, it's tantalizing for some, but Scott's convinced.
See, I don't understand the Magneto in this series. Like, so far, I don't really like the Magneto in the series. He's Apocalypse. In this series, he's Apocalypse. He's taking mutants that he wants to enhance and make them his, horsemen.
Also kind of Mr. Sinister.
Do the survival of the fittest and all that stuff. He's kind just how is Apocalypse going to show up? What's his plan going to be? He wants to unite all mutants.
Just you wait. Apocalypse's arc is actually what made me actually start loving the show. And that's not till way later.
All right, we'll wait for that then.
Yeah.
So we see Sabretooth go through the process. He gets his World Wrestling Championship is all shiny.
I was going to say that too.
That's part of his. I made this joke last time he was on the show because his costume has this big gold belt in the middle that looks like a wrestling belt. Even more so when he has no shirt on like this.
Wasn't the actor who played Sabretooth in the movies? Wasn't he a professional wrestler? Tyler Mane.
Tyler Mane. Yeah, he was a wrestler called Big Sky at one point.
Big Sky.
He also played Sabretooth in the Deadpool Wolverine movie.
Scream for me.
That's right. Yeah, he was. Oh shoot. No, that's right.
Did you start us over?
By mistake. I can get us back. Calm down. No. Oh, you guys can see me resize my screen and everything. That's cool. I didn't realize that.
All right, make it slick.
That's pretty slick. Oh, you want it square?
Yeah.
That's about as much you're going to get, I think.
All right.
Because this was the TV show from the late 90s, early 2000s. It's square. That's how TV shows were back then. We didn't get letterbox.
Yeah.
So
you just get black lines on the side of your TV.
That's right.
Yeah.
So
it's like when X-Men 97 dropped, I almost didn't know what to do with myself because it was widescreen. I was like, oh my god, it's covering the whole TV.
Yeah, right.
I was so used to watching TAS and seeing the black lines on the side.
Yeah.
Gave it character.
So we got full on Sabretooth.
Liev Schreiber. Yeah, that's right.
Liev. I mean, he looked much better. Schreiber's a better actor, that's for sure. But Tyler Mane did look a lot better physically.
Liev was not threatening enough.
So what we got here?
Oh yeah, that's right. Oh, and then don't forget they mentioned that the the plane that they were flying was made of completely plastic.
Yes, that's right. So Magneto couldn't attack it. That was important. So basically, they're going to go in and do the enhancement thing. Charles is warned, or Cyclops is warned by Charles not to go in.
The first test flight of the XM Velocity.
He just sounds like a radio DJ there. Welcome to XM Velocity.
I'm your host, Jamie Hallett. Joined as always by like every morning DJ has like the one crass guy, the one, like the two guys that are like the one guy that makes some more jokes, the other guy that's sort of the straight and narrow guy, and then they always argue and joke, and then there's always a woman that's like, fellas.
She's the moderator.
Yeah. So anyway, he tries
Dan and your Mr. Scream or whatever they called the screamy guy in Wayne's World.
So Cyclops tries to get out in time, but he does not, and they get oh my god, I did it again.
What are you doing?
I keep trying to hit the next button to move it ahead, but what I do is
start it over.
Yeah, so I hit this one instead. Getting a little ahead of myself, sorry guys. So yeah, anyway, they go in the tube. They come out Super Saiyan.
Perhaps you've heard of the legendary gems of Cytorak.
The legendary gems of Cytorak.
Yeah, how do you feel? How do you feel about the pronunciation of Cytorak here?
I was like Cytorak. I was like, I'm pretty sure it's Cytorak.
Yeah, that's how I've always pronounced it.
Well, it's like in the how they call it the Mcron crystal, but if you played the video game Marvel Ultimate Alliance, there's a mission where you have to go to the Shi'ar, and they're called the Macron crystal.
Oh,
I've heard both as well.
The Mcron and the Micron?
I've always said Mcron.
Yeah, I mean, I say Mcron because I've watched TAS, so kind of embedded.
The Mcron crystal. Interesting. Yeah. So where are we at here? Yeah, so we see the Super Saiyan Summer Brothers have got a glow up. They're all jacked now and fully shredded, fully aged, and also completely under Magneto's control as we discover the
that's what I tell by the white hair.
So I mean, it's not about helping mutants. It's literally about mind controlling them all into doing what he wants them to do.
Yeah, see, he's Apocalypse. Like I don't like this Magneto. He's not. He has nothing to do with Magneto really so far.
So anyway,
and then also don't forget he's able to take his sunglasses off.
Yes. We see his. I love how he's like Show them your eye. Show them the color of your
The
eyes,
color-
Scott. And he takes off his glasses. They're just black dots because it's a cartoon. You don't even have a color.
They
Like,
didn't even bother. Yeah,
yeah,
that's pretty funny.
yeah. I do like that they look like bosses on Double Dragon.
Oh my gosh.
They do.
But now they have the ability to control their powers. Man, they should have kept this Wolverine costume for the whole show. It's so cool. So much better than that
Oh
other.
yeah, they ditch it for
X-Men.
the.
Yeah, he gets
for
a
the
more movie
Ultimate
style
X-Men.
one later.
Mm.
So yeah, it's a plastic ship that used to crash into the asteroid. Get to attack Magneto. Lots of infighting happens. A lot of good mutant action battle kind of fighting, big long fighting sequence here.
I like that move that Storm did where she literally like turned into like the Tasmanian devil and
Yeah, it was very Linda Carter Wonder Woman where they spin around and then so yeah, they kind of appeal. Scott manages to kind of break through his mind control a little bit. You
gotta play that line that Xavier said about we didn't cross the line.
Yes. Yeah,
that was actually a really good dialogue between them and Jean when she was like, "If you guys are the future, then I don't want any part of it."
Yeah, and he says
that was a really good.
You go through it then.
I have. I'm fully advanced.
I'm fully advanced.
We don't believe you.
I
made some bad choices.
Yeah, you did make some bad choices, Scott. No, I don't have that line.
You don't have that line? It's a good line.
Yeah,
I can't remember exactly what it is offhand. Do you remember it?
It was right after. It was actually kind of during the whole fight, and after they like came out of the rubble, and they're like, "This was a chance for us to unite," and she's like, "Unite for what cause?"
Do you hear? If I play the sound on this, will you hear it?
I don't know.
Maybe.
No. Okay. So, she wants no part of it, of their future.
And then Xavier said,
I'll tell you what he says. 1 second. Mutants should be divided. We didn't draw the line. Magneto did.
And you guys just crossed
and it's
over.
still there, and you just crossed it. Yeah.
Yeah.
They never asked people. Yeah, that actually is a nice line. They never asked people. They never asked people that. They never drew a line. Magneto did, and they went over it. So you get the big old fight. They managed to escape. The Summers brothers use all of their collective special power to save the X-Men. Rob sending them back to normal forms. I wonder about that because, like, do the other guys still upgrade it?
Same question. What?
Are the other guys still upgraded? Like, because we see Mystique come out.
Is that all it takes to get rid of your upgrades? Is to just overexert yourself a little bit? Because that's not a very good mind control technique. You send all these people out to fight people and stuff. If they like work up a sweat during the fight, you lose all your mind control.
Because Mystique goes in and she gets upgraded as well. She comes out looking more like the movie version, actually.
Yep.
Yeah, like a really muscular version of the movie.
Yeah, she got like more scaly on her arms and stuff.
Mm.
So apparently we can breathe on the moon now.
That's another thing. Why are mutants acceptable to breathing on in outer space?
It's the blue side of the moon where the Inhumans lived. You can breathe there.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever.
We'll say that.
Well, we see this, a new unified
because Storm
team.
says so. That's why.
New unified team in the end of show.
Yeah.
Yep.
Woo!
Woo! It's like the Kermit the Frog.
Yeah. Yay! Yeah. All right. Let's rate this one. X ratings from 1 to X. Well, you first, Hanif.
I give it a 9. I thought this was for a start to a new series at the time. This was a very solid finale, and I liked all aspects of it: the dialogue, the action, the story, introduction of new characters. It was all there. I really love this. It's up there with. I give it a 9 because I still think, as far as X-Men finales, I think Days of Future Past and Final Decision is still a little bit better. But this was a solid entry. I'll give it a 9.
All right, Andre.
Yeah, 9 too. It's actually a pretty fun episode. There's a lot going on. It's like the most interesting action. Like I may not agree with some of the characterizations and a lot of the dumber stuff, but as far as like a fun, engaging story with a lot of action going on, it's by far one of the better ones from this season. Certainly, there have been worse episodes that we haven't given 9. So,
I would give it a 9 if I wasn't so baffled by Magneto. So I'm gonna give it an 8.
Fair.
I don't understand. I don't understand what Magneto's angle is yet. And his voice doesn't really work for me either, because I'm a big Stargate guy, so I just like see Teal'c every time.
It definitely sounds like the voice of a black man. That's for sure to me.
and
that's not a judgment or anything. I just
no. And I think that's awesome, being that he's actually the first black man to portray Magneto, and I think he's like the third voice actor to do Magneto.
What, just a guy from the Pride of the X-Men, and then
Pride of the X-Men, and then
David Hamblin.
David Hamblin, rest in peace, and then Chris Judge.
Yeah.
So I think that's dope of them. I love seeing representation or hearing representation.
Was he in the Secret Wars episode of Spider-Man where they have all the villains fighting the heroes?
Who, Christopher Judge?
No, Hamlin. Was he one of the in the?
No, it was Dr. Octopus, Red Skull, Smythe,
Dr. Doom too, wasn't it?
Yeah. Lizard.
Yeah, why was Smythe there?
I don't know, but he ended up.
He was in that series a lot.
He was weird.
Yes, he was in that show a lot. I remember he was a
bit too much.
Yeah, I liked him when he got more of the scaly kind of
Spider Slayer.
Yeah, Spider Slayer version. I always kind of like characters. I haven't seen them come back in the comics in a while. The original, that storyline.
Alistair Smythe.
Spencer was the Alistair. Yeah, Alistair was the Spencer.
Alistair's the son. Spencer's the dad who died, and Kingpin was like, "Oh, I'm going to help you get revenge on Spider-Man."
Yeah, I like the episode where he puts the bomb to Jonah. He blames Jonah, and he puts the bomb to Jonah and Spider-Man, and they have to swing around the city, connect it. It's really good. Yeah. So what are you giving it, Devin?
I give it an 8 just because I don't understand. Like, I don't know. I don't understand Magneto.
This version of Magneto is, a Nazi. He's into
basically.
Yeah,
he's into genetic alterations and making people do what his fascist needs are.
He'll come around a little bit in the next coming seasons. Just give him some time.
All right. It was entertaining. It was good.
Let's just say, similar to another person that just took power, he's trying to deport all of the mutants to an asteroid in space. He wants everyone to fall under his control. Trump is Magneto, obviously. Just he's got the hair.
Please don't.
I'm kidding.
Don't.
No. Moving on.
Moving on.
Keep it still a fresh wound for Hanif down there.
Trump will be close.
Keep it cute.
Well, Hanif's in Florida. You're deep in the heart of Trump country.
Yeah.
Don't remind me.
No.
You could probably smell Mar-a-Lago.
Stay strong, man. When you need to escape, you can come crash with us.
Oh, I appreciate that.
Unless we're the 51st state.
It's cold right now.
We're the last stop before they go for Greenland. Yeah, I made a lot of jokes.
I saw you post. You were complaining about the cold in Florida there the other day, Hanif. So
you guys got snow. Yeah,
you were talking about.
Well, that was up in Pensacola, and that's like on the northern part of northwestern part of Florida.
I saw that
stupid.
When I was in Mexico. I saw that post on Facebook. I was like, "Whoa!" I made a lot of jokes about being on the Gulf of America when I was down in Mexico. So.
Magneto 2028, make mutants great
again.
Mutants used to be so great.
They were always
Asteroid M. Like, it'd be funny if you did all the Magneto things in the Trump sort of cadence. Like, our mutants are the best mutants. A lot of people are saying our mutants are the best. Asteroid M is a great place. A lot of people say it's wonderful. You do whatever you want.
Advanced. People say I'm fully advanced.
My beautiful son.
We hire the best staff. The best
staff. The best. We're gonna have the person in charge of mutant affairs, Senator Kelly. He's in charge. He's in charge. Mutant affairs. All the people that shouldn't be in the positions they're in.
Crooked Charles Xavier. You can't trust him.
Yeah, you definitely.
Charles is too woke.
I mean, they say he can't walk. They say he can't walk. I'm not so sure. I think he might be able to walk, but I don't know. Who's that? A lot of people are saying it. Who knows? I know. I'd beat him in a foot race. That's for sure. Any race, you put him. Beat him. We'll race. I'll beat him definitely for sure.
Oh my god.
My sons. I have Quicksilver and Pietro over here. Love Pietro and the beautiful.
He's very fast. Not as fast as me.
That's actually where you messed up because we all know Magneto doesn't love Pietro.
Not really.
Deport the Morlocks.
Well, I don't think Trump loves Don Jr. either. So we'll see.
Nobody loves Don Jr.
Anyway, that picture of him holding the fucking elephant tail kills me every time I see somebody post it. I fucking hate that guy. Anyway, all right. So what are we doing? Where are we at? What are we doing? X points. All right. I'll start. I'm a graphic designer by trade, so I notice things about design and things that I like. When it comes to superhero costumes, generally, the more interesting ones to me are the designs that work best. Generally, have 2 to 3 colors. If you look at most of them, almost all of them, Batman, depending on the version, it's gray and blue, or black and gray. Superman's mostly red and blue with a little bit of yellow for the shield. Spider-Man's red, blue, just a little bit of white on the eyes. It's all usually 2 colors, maybe a bit of a third is where the best designs are. I think a lot of my issue with this show is everybody's costumes has like 4 or 5 colors in it. They're very elaborate.
Just green and black.
But like you look at Mystique's has like a needless blue colors in it. Like Wolverine's actually is probably the closest to. That's why I like it the most, I guess, is because it's black and orange. So it's
Toads.
But there's a lot of going on. It's not like it's very 90s, early 2000s Ultimate X-Men costumes, where there's a lot of pouches and stuff that are necessary.
That's what was awesome about the X-Men is that they were like a multicolored bunch.
Yeah, but like I'd like the simpler version of that when it was like, Wolverine's like Cyclops is blue and yellow.
A simpler version of yellow, blue, red with some black pinstripes.
Oh, the Jim Lee one was different. They all had their own thing.
Not simple.
The Jim Lee ones, those are some of the iconic ones that the X-Men 97 cartoon had. Like that's for the most part, they're all 2 colors.
Gambit's costume was like
for the most part
ridiculous.
I just feel like a lot of their costumes are needlessly complicated.
With like a blue collar and some black.
Yeah, there are exceptions.
And a brown trench coat.
But most of them are pretty simple. And that's the ones that I like the best. It feels like all of them are a little complicated. I would just like this, and I know we're getting more complicated as the show goes on because I've seen their costumes later. I kind of like the simpler costumes.
I like the simpler times back when mutants were great.
Good times. A lot of people are saying. Gotta make it great again. Take the cure. The cure's great. Nobody ever take the cure. I'll mind control you. You do what I say, but it's okay because I know the best.
To force you to take it.
Yeah. They're out there. The Morlocks are in the sewers. They're eating the pets. They're eating the goldfish. They're eating the crocodile that you flushed down the drain. And all those people from the Friends of Humanity, I'm going to pardon all of them. All the Friends of Humanity are getting pardoned. Every last one of them.
Oh my God.
I know that's a lot of good people. Great man. A holy man.
A lot of good people on both sides. I love the well, man, I don't think you know that, but there's some pretty funny shit about like all that where like I guess they had some meeting where they were going through each of the people to see who they're going to pardon from the riot there, and then he's just like it was taking too long to go. Trump's quote is saying, "Fuck it, just pardon all of them, even the ones that tase cops and like be cops." Like,
oddly enough, I just read on the news that one of them who just got pardoned, he actually just got shot and killed by cops. During a traffic stop, which was
because he pulled a gun, didn't he, or something? Yeah,
probably.
I know that,
but you can still catch these hot bullets.
Yeah, the QAnon shaman like posted like just got word from my lawyer.
Here. He's from here.
Oh,
yeah, I think he lives in like Brandon or something. Like,
oh wow,
it's like an hour west of here.
They said something along the lines of like he tweeted Like, just got word from my lawyer. I'm getting pardoned. Thanks, President Trump. Now I'm going to go out and buy a gun. Like, that's the first thing he said when he got his pardon. So yeah, that goes.
Anywho, moving right along.
Moving on.
Who's next on X Points?
Devin.
Me, I guess. Well, did you ever notice this episode is a lot like a TAS episode, the two-parter Sanctuary, and they do say Sanctuary a lot.
I was going to bring that up, but you did, so that's cool.
Yeah, like I kept thinking, like this is like the first time they've sort of redone a TAS episode in a way. Like they even in Sanctuary, he even had those silver balls. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Like, didn't he take them up to space?
Oh, no. He actually had that. It was like that big ass, like it was like a miniature, like holding. I don't want to say cell, but they would walk inside it, and it was like a big ass like building. Yeah. And they would like he would magnetically suspend them all up to the asteroid.
Right.
That was an escape
Sanctuary.
Sanctuary.
You got next point for us, Penny?
My next point. Furthering the parallels to the X-Men movies, the Cerebro was redone from the previous episode when Juggernaut came through and smashed it. So they redid it, and it looks a lot like the Cerebro from the movies. And the mutant enhancer is kind of like a ode to the first movie when Magneto was using that machine to turn people into mutants.
Yeah, I noticed that.
So this show has a lot of parallels to the movies. The first movie came out in July of 2000. Evolution came out in November of 2000. So I guess they were kind of going with that whole like, okay, we got like we start off with the first four, like Cyclops, Wolverine, Jean, and Storm. Magneto has his squad of like Magneto, Mystique, Toad, Sabretooth, and then they're just growing from there. And you see a lot of parallels of the show and the movie. So I even though I don't remember them mentioning whether there were actual connections to the movie or if they drew inspiration from the movies, but you could see it from certain aspects in the show, in the movie, that they're kind of like somebody drew inspiration from someone.
What did Stephen and Frank say about that? We asked them about that.
They said they only had a brief knowledge about what was going to be in the movie. They didn't know any specifics. It was kind of a lot of it like costumes and certain character stuff. They knew certain characters were going to be there. Quite a few coincidences.
Yeah. Well, they also I think they
didn't have a script or anything that they read.
I think the finale. Well, the finale also came out like a year, almost like half a year after the. Or actually, no. The finale dropped a year after the first movie. It was like 2001.
Yeah, they would have written them before the movie came out.
Probably. But they probably you could always like when you're designing stuff or doing the editing and stuff, you could be like, oh, like let's make the Cerebro a little more like rounder, like the movies.
Good.
My next point is what the balls remind me of. It's a little known
pinball.
No, it does not remind me of pinball. It reminds me of a horror franchise that is a lower budget one, but one that is beloved by the fans who love it. It is called Phantasm, and it involves these little silver balls with these spikes on the end that go into your head, and then a little drill comes out into your brain and turns you into these weird zombies where you have to follow the tall man, who's this big, scary Undertaker-looking dude, who is an Undertaker. He lives in a mausoleum. So there's 5 or 6 of them, I believe, and they're done by Don Coscarelli. He also did the movie Bubba Hotep. If you haven't seen it, I highly suggest. They remind me of these things. The silver balls.
5 Phantasms?
5 or 6, I think.
Oh, wow.
I know the last one came out a few years ago. First one's actually pretty fun. I haven't watched the others yet either, but they're on my list.
Yeah, the tall man.
It's Angus Scrim, the actor who played him. All right.
Well, my next point. There's just a few here. Go like Meg's face shadows. Why? Like they always show him. Like why do they always have a shadow of his face? We know him now. Like they still keep shadowing his face, but it's like the mystery's gone. What is this here? Okay, how bad were the authorities that like picked up Scott and Alex? So it's just like there's these 2 kids that fell from a plane. maybe it's like farther down on this plane's course, but it's just like none of these like civil servants or like responders are just like, hey, you know, like the kid that fell out of the plane 3 towns over. Do you think it has anything to do with the kid that fell out of the plane in our town? Like, no, of course not. You don't. They don't know each other.
Nope.
Maybe they were.
One of them has brown hair. One of them has blonde hair.
Maybe they were picked up by a sinister figure and dropped off at different places for.
Well, that makes sense. If it's
accurate. Some future episodes, are we? All right.
Well, actually, no, because I'll tease with something else. Sinister does not appear in the show.
Boo!
I would have thought for sure he would have. Interesting.
All right, Hanif.
So,
X-26.
one of the little moves at the end was inspired by a certain move that came 24 years later. The whole falling out of the sky and using the beams to slow the descent.
Right. He uses that in the plane, right? Or no, at the end.
That was kind of the first time we saw that in any type of X-Men portrayal. And then what we got 24 years later, X-Men 97, Cyclops falling from the sky and using that same optic beam to slow his descent.
It's badass.
See you on the ground.
See you on the ground.
Kurt calls Mystique mother in this episode, which I thought was interesting.
Does. With a little bit of snark.
Yes, snark. But it's so snark. Also, Mystique's appearance when this will be my last point because we do, isn't it? No, I started, so I have one more. Never mind.
Yeah, you got one more.
Mystique calls her mother. That's my point. I thought it was interesting.
All right.
Nice keeping it together.
So my next one is, it's funny, you off the start of this episode, you called the mansion the X Mansion, and I'm like, they definitely call it the X Mansion in this show because they call the Blackbird the X Jet.
Well, they call it the Institute. It's the
I know, it was a joke kind of, but like they do call the Blackbird an X Jet.
Yeah,
instead of the Blackbird in this one.
Yeah, the Institute's
not like that. Sounds like a.
Didn't they call it that in the movie? They were like I remember Patrick Stewart saying like the X Jet.
Probably, I think
because when he asked Storm in the second movie, when he asked Storm and Jean to go track down Nightcrawler, he's like, "I want you to take the X Jet to wherever to go track this teleporting mutant."
Maybe
I'm pretty sure
they got that. But I always like the name Blackbird. I thought it was pretty slick. So.
It was like the Beatles song. Blackbird. Da, 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 da.
Take these broken wings.
Learn to fly. Hanif, said you.
Well, it's actually dope that we are. Well, first off, Happy New Year, guys! It's
Happy New Year too.
And also, this year is actually very special because this come July. Actually, later this year, but this will be the 25th anniversary of X-Men Evolution.
Yay! Look at us! Look at us being on top of the ball.
Yes. They're doing the big evolution gathering at the Uncanny Experience this year.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, the voice actor who played Cyclops passed away. So what is up with Cyclops?
Every voice actor that plays Cyclops.
Cyclops is a bad omen. Somebody protect Ray Chase at all costs.
Somebody call Lloyd's of London and get some real big insurance on the new guy, the new Cyclops.
Ray Chase.
Ray Chase, yeah.
Kirby Morrow did his voice in the show.
Yeah.
He died at 47 years of age. What did he die of?
I think.
Oh, he died at 47, 8 days after the death of his father.
Damn.
His death was announced on Facebook. Cause of his death was related to a long history of alcohol abuse.
Oh. Well, maybe he was drunk and he crashed the car.
Yeah.
He drank himself to death, maybe.
But, Cyclops is. It's a lot of pressure to play Cyclops, I guess.
He was cremated and his ashes were scattered in the ocean near Stanley Park.
Well, this cast is from Vancouver, right?
Yeah, Jasper, Alberta is where he's from.
Oh, so I lived in Jasper.
My final point is Mystique's apparently the only one who I think they referenced that everybody else's powers went back to normal except hers. It seems as though in the second season they referenced that she has more control over her powers, which she seemed to have easy control over this time. But she doesn't have that appearance. She doesn't keep looking.
I'll tease this, having been watched the show. her powers get a major upgrade, and she like you'll see her transform into shit like you were like, oh damn, like I didn't even think you were capable of that.
Well, the show is actually the only one that has her be able to change size. She transforms into cats and birds and can fly and do other stuff. Other shows don't do that. So
the show Morph do that all the time.
Yeah, but Morph's different. He's not. Yeah,
he's a goo being.
He's made of goo. He's an amorphous goo being.
Yep.
Which I want my business card to say.
Hey, check it.
All right. Hey, check it. This is our comic reminiscences and recommendations segment.
Oh, shoot. Hold on. I'll be right back. Give me 2 seconds.
All right. Well, we can chat while you're doing that. All right, Dan, you go first.
All right, I'll go first. Mine are always kind of X-Men related and stuff.
Usually.
So, it was just this one's a bit tangential, but Magneto calls it a trial by fire in this episode. And I had just been recently looking at classic X-Men covers because there's a lot of great covers on there. And it made me think of this one, Trial by Fire. Classic X-Men number 72. So, like read that if you have it. But what it reprints, because classic X-Men's are reprint issues, is Uncanny X-Men 168. And it's one of my favorite covers. I love this Kitty Pryde cover. Kitty Pryde fan. But this is a classic issue. It's Kitty trying to work her powers out in the danger room. Wolverine and Nightcrawler are like hanging out, talking about Kitty and whether she should be on the team or not because she's young and it's dangerous and all that kind of stuff. But it's also the first issue of Madeline Pryor ever. Cyclops is just getting on a plane and the pilot steps out, and it looks an awful lot like Jean Grey, the pilot. Yeah, first Maddie Pryor. She's in the news these days. But yeah, there she is, Maddie. Okay. But it's also got like a Bamf, there's a funny scene where Nightcrawler just like lying there with his Bamf doll. There's some fun stuff in here. So it's a pretty fun issue too. But also, they did a remake of that cover on the Nightcrawler series. So check out Nightcrawler by Claremont and Todd Knock from what was this? During the Marvel Now stuff. Nightcrawler number 5. It's just a fun issue. It's him doing his daily life with his Bamfs because he's living with all his Bamfs in this series. They're all having a shower and
I forgot about all those little Bamfs. Yeah, those
Bamfs.
Good old Bamfs.
And it's him as a teacher as well, and he's teaching the kids. It's just a fun issue. Go check that out as well. Those are my recommendations.
All right. Well, I just came from a movie before I came to do this, and that movie was. Is that a bad thing? That movie was.
Movies are okay, I guess.
Lee Winnell's remake of The Wolfman. So I watched that, which is enjoyable. Not as good as his version of The Invisible Man, but it was still a fun watch. It made me think, just watch the movie about a werewolf. Why not read about the Marvel werewolf? Read some Werewolf by Night.
Well, the old Werewolf by Night.
I really like.
That's cool.
I really like their special presentation series they did on Disney Plus of it.
Yes, I really like that one as well. I didn't watch the color version because I like the black and white one. So
there was a color version.
Yeah, they released it a year or two. The following year.
Because I only watched the black and white one, and that was fire.
Yeah, I should watch the color one because it'd be cool to see it all in color again.
Yeah,
and plus
seeing the man thing.
Well, you see them in color at the end. Yeah, I really want them to to do like a Midnight Suns type movie with Mahershala Ali's Blade and Moon Knight.
Apparently, it's coming.
Ghost Rider.
Make that Blade movie.
I mean, they got enough players to do it. They got Strange. If they get the Blade movie off the ground, you got Moon Knight. You got Elsa. You got Werewolf. You got Man Thing.
And you should have my casting choice, which is Ryan Gosling as Johnny Blaze as
Ghost Rider.
Yeah, I think he'd be great.
Nah, what's his my dude who played
Daryl Dixon? No. It's too obvious.
It's just the same.
He's also getting quite old. You can see him now. He's up there. But no, he actually wouldn't be bad. I wouldn't be upset with that casting.
I would take Gosling.
But he is 56 years old right now.
But how old was Robert Downey when he became Iron Man?
40 probably.
And I mean, Pedro Pascal is about to be our Mr. Fantastic, and he's almost 50.
Well, he's been great.
Yeah,
He's
it's
a
okay if he's
character that's
older,
always been great in the Temples. Reed Richards is supposed to be a bit older.
Yeah.
Robert Downey Jr. is 59 years old right now. So when did Iron Man
like
come out?
15 years ago or something like that? I don't know.
2004. Something like that.
2008.
Really?
Yeah, 2008 is when Iron Man came out. So, well, you know. Let's round up to 60. That was 18. Yeah, getting there. Yeah. Who knows? I don't know. I think Gosling would be good in one of those roles, but I think he'd be cool as Ghost Rider.
Got a comic recommendation for us?
Actually, Charlie Hunnam would be a good Ghost Rider.
Charlie
Oh,
Hunnam?
yeah. Well, I mean,
that'd be all right.
I was kind of hoping they would get him for Green Arrow over in DC, but that's my first.
Well, they still might. They haven't cast that yet in the new DC in James Gunn verse. So anyway, yeah, go read some Werewolf by Night. I only have this version, which I probably got this cheap somewhere, which is why I have only number 2. But second volume. It's got the Doug Mensch and Bill Mantlo. Really fun. Got him fighting Moon Knight in the back there.
Nice.
Very good.
I was hoping to see a Moon Knight cameo in the Werewolf by Night series, but or the special. But look, we got Ghost Rider. We got Ghost Rider in there fighting Man Thing. So they can just adapt this. Let's make it
just do it.
Just do it. Oh no, we got Morbius in here.
Yeah.
Great. We could bring in Jared Leto's Morbius. Let's just no, I'm kidding. Don't do that.
It's Morbin time.
It's Morbin time, man. You gotta morb that up.
Did he say that in the movie?
No, he doesn't.
No, he doesn't. But they ran with that.
It's just a funny game.
Yeah.
Get a comic book recommendation there, Henny?
Well, this is a little bit heavy, but
oh my.
Nice.
The Marvel Encyclopedia.
This is like, but this is old. Like this is like 20, I think 15, 16. I'm sure they've updated it and have expanded editions with new characters and stuff. But this bad boy, I got this actually for, I want to say it was my 30th birthday. One of my bosses bought it for me. So,
nice.
And it's a pretty extensive rundown of some of like 1,200 different characters and stuff like that. All the like brief explanations, pretty detailed.
Long shot there. I know.
Yeah, so I still keep this on me at all times, and it's been a good read.
Carry it with me wherever I go. Also a weapon if you need it.
Yeah.
Well, all right. Moving on. Whoops.
But I like movies, which is
That's
fine.
And it's fine.
Just came from a movie.
I did, but that's something I'm going to recommend.
That's fine.
Well, we did miss last week because I was away on vacation in Mexico. So during that time,
place on earth
between Tijuana, quote The Simpsons. But we lost during that time. We lost one of my favorite filmmakers of all time. When David Lynch passed away, unfortunately. But I'm going to suggest you watch any of his movies. But specifically, if you want suggestions to start with, I would say watch his most accessible movie is probably The Elephant Man or The Straight Story. But one of my personal favorites and one that often gets mentioned when you talk about the great films of David Lynch is Blue Velvet. This is the Criterion version of it on Blu-ray. 1986, starring Kyle MacLachlan, Laura Dern, and quite possibly one of the most disturbing roles ever, Frank Booth, played by the late Dennis Hopper, one of the most disturbing villains. And actually, when they did an AFI, like Top 100 Villains of All Time, Dennis Hopper's Frank Booth beat out Darth Vader for the best villain of ever in this movie. So he is very disturbing. It's an excellent movie. It plays a lot of themes that Lynch explores in a lot of his work about the seemingly idyllic little town where everything's perfect and the dark, seedy underbelly underneath. So It's Isabella Rossellini as well as in this fantastic role. Very interesting movie, very well done, and it'll make you fall in love with the song "In Dreams" by Roy Orbison. Excellent.
Does that
go
one
on.
go again?
In dreams I walk with you. In dreams I talk to you. You know that one? Candy color clown came to my window. Tiptoes to my window every night. I'm not a good singer. If you can probably blow me out of the water.
I don't know that song, but I'll learn it.
I close my eyes and I drift away. I like Roy Orbison, oddly enough. He's one of those people that keep coming up in my purview, and I'm like, yeah, I really like this guy.
Do you like the Traveling Wilburys?
They're good. Yeah.
All right. Well, what do we got here? I got a science segment.
So in review, metamorphic rock.
Metamorphic rock.
I'm just going to talk about metamorphic rock some more. That's all right. But no, they've twice in this episode. Maybe it's one in each part, one time in each part. I'm not sure, but they say a body in motion. They quote a body in motion, which is, of course, from Newton's first law, that a body in motion will remain in motion until it's acted on by another force, or remain still until it's acted on by a force. So it's also called the law of inertia. That's Newton's first of 3 laws of motion. So, learn about motion in Newton. Go check it out, people.
Just telling people to learn about
Storm says it when she kicks Mystique, I think.
Telling people to go to learn about science. Learn about motion.
Yeah.
After that, hit thermodynamics if you got time.
Because there's more motion in the ocean.
That's great, David. Genius. We're doing some great things in this podcast. Great things.
We've just joined you from the Isley Brothers concert. Yeah, go listen to some Isley Brothers. There's my recommendation. Extracurriculars. Here we go. All right, we're casting.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah, we sure are. So, Hanif, you've probably seen some of our casting choices here. Mm-hmm. Any thoughts on any of these? I'm just going to go through them. Say any thoughts there. We've got Bryan Cranston as Xavier, Nikolai Coster-Waldau as Magneto. We've got Jodie Turner-Smith as
you got it right.
Monroe Storm,
Melanated Queen.
Yeah,
and my boy Nico. Actually, we can get us a Magneto that's Eastern European for one.
Exactly. Yep. Yeah. I think he'd be great as it. Actually, Jamie Lannister's a similar kind of character.
How old is he?
50s, 60s, late 50s?
No, not 60s.
He's not.
He'd be early 50s.
He's the perfect age to play Magneto. And we've got this guy. This one
you don't want to know in case you're not right.
This Jacob. No, he's definitely not in his 60s. Come on now.
How do you spell his fucking name?
Nikolai Coster-Waldau.
It's Nikolai.
I'll look it up.
I know there's a J in there somewhere. Just look up Jamie Lannister.
There it is. I got it. All right. What? Yeah, Google search is what I want. Yes. He's 54.
Right. That'll do.
Perfect.
I approve.
Yeah, Cranston's got to be in his late 50s.
This one's been getting us some blowback. This Jacob Elordi is.
I told you from the start he's too tall. I told you from the start he's too tall.
All right.
How tall is he?
6'5".
6'5".
Ugh. Okay, no. I mean, he's got the face and the chin, but
he wouldn't be.
Also, we'll maybe revisit that one because it's getting.
He played a super douchebag on Euphoria. If you've ever watched that show,
I haven't. No.
He didn't play a great guy in Saltburn either.
It's a really good show, but it's really triggering.
He didn't create a great person in Saltburn either.
Yeah,
but
we might revisit that pick. Sorry, Jacob. because we like Sadie Sink as Jean Grey, and he's way taller than her.
He'd be a good. He'd be a good Colossus if he can do a Russian accent. He's tall enough.
Now we got a better Colossus already. So we got Sadie Sink there as Jean Grey. We've got this guy.
Can we swap our Colossus and our Cyclops? Because the other guy would be bad at Cyclops. That guy would be bad at Cyclops.
Wait. Why? Who do you have Alan Richardson playing?
Sabretooth.
How?
Look at him.
I guess,
he looks mean. Like, and we've got Victoria Pedretti as Rogue.
Cute.
Yeah. Boimler.
He's too tall.
Jack Quaid as Nightcrawler.
He's 6 feet tall. He's 6 feet tall.
I thought he was super tall too, but he's only 6 feet tall.
Nightcrawler is like 5'9".
5'9". I know. But
okay,
he's
like 3 inches shorter. 3 inches shorter. That's that important.
Cut your legs off.
It'll be all right. He'll crouch a lot.
He'll hunch.
And then we've got Alexander Ludwig as Colossus.
Can we swap it? Let's swap him and Cyclops. He'd be a good Cyclops. Vikings. Yeah, he'd be a good Cyclops.
Watch Vikings.
It's a great show.
But I guess he's big and
yeah, exactly.
He's not that big though. He's only like 6. What's his name again? What's Ludwig Alexander? Yeah,
Alexander Ludwig.
You should swap him and the other guy. He'd be an all right Cyclops.
No, just keep whoever played Colossus in Deadpool and Wolverine. Let's keep him.
Yeah, he's fine.
He's just a CGI thing.
No, there's actually an actor that plays him.
Yeah, and then doesn't he look like somewhat like a decent Russian looking kind of gentleman when he's not?
Ludwig is about this like almost 6'3".
Yeah, see. Perfect for Colossus. We'll leave that.
Yeah, that one Cyclops is 6. That one Cyclops is 6'5".
We'll revisit the Cyclops pick. Okay, I'm deleting it right now. Nobody likes it. All right, that pick's gone.
Doesn't matter. Whatever. That's the only one that's funny because that's the only one that Davin picked that he did that went forward because all mine have gone forward since. So it's like he finally gets one in.
I don't have a problem with him playing Cyclops.
No, I picked this one.
Oh, that's true. You did.
I don't have a problem with him playing Cyclops because he's next to like Bishop and Colossus. He's like the tallest X-Men of them.
I honestly think we should just swap them. Like seriously, the guy that I guess Ludwig's like 30 something. So
yeah,
never mind.
Also age is
kind of old for Colossus, really.
Also age is important too because after the last batch of like young kids, I think we need a little bit of an older crew.
Yeah. Well,
because the X-Men were always kind of an older group, in my opinion.
They all seemed older in the original movies. We need younger. I think this one have to have a younger group. Oh, I guess because we had all the we had all those First Class movies.
Yeah, the First Class, like you had like Ty, whatever his name is, and Alexandra Shipp, and like the girl who played. Sophia,
I didn't like any of those castings.
Did not.
We've got Michael Shannon as Reverend Stryker.
Why do we have to have Stryker again?
Oh, because
why can't he play what's his face? Creed.
Sabretooth?
No.
Graydon Creed.
Yeah, that works really well as Graydon Creed too, actually.
And his dad or his son.
We'll come up with another one to that. We're just Davin just throws and we go. We can't spend half the time redoing all the ones we did already.
Yeah, we might redo Cyclops. So
who the hell is that?
That's Arcade.
I can
see it.
I don't know the actor.
Jimmy Olsen in the new Superman movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Very excited.
And the new one, which may get us some controversy, but
I think it's great. So me and Davin talked about other versions. We talked about Charlie Hunnam, and we talked about
that Hemsworth.
Alex Hemsworth, I think his name is. He's the other Hemsworth brother that's on Westworld. They both look pretty good.
What about that one Canadian dude from the letter Kinney that everybody was pitching for?
He's too tall. Davin can't pick him. He's too tall.
No, I like Kizo.
No,
I just don't know if he has the acting jobs.
He's
short.
Yeah, he's pretty short. I like.
And then the other guy, Scott Caan.
Scott Caan. Nah.
Gone.
He's probably too old. A lot of people.
He's 5'6", but he's got a really nice like build, like as far as like stocking character is concerned.
Well, other people mentioned what's his face too.
Let's find somebody Canadian.
Eastwood, Scott Eastwood too, because he's kind of a.
No Canadians are that short.
Boo.
But hear us out. So he's actually like, look at this Zac Efron. That's like a Wolverine build right there. Look at that.
He's like 5'8" or 5.
Wolverine build.
He's like 5'6", isn't he? Or 5? He's pretty short.
I think he's like 5'7" or something.
Zac Efron.
Zac Efron 5'6". I remember. Yeah, I don't.
Well, he's
look at that. That's Wolverine. You can Wolverinify that guy. Look at him. I like it.
I don't know. I think he's a good actor in the right roles. I mean, if you saw the Iron Claw, he's really good in that. I think.
He is 5'8". Wow, I didn't realize he was that short.
He's 1.73 meters, which is like 5.7 feet. So 5'7".
Honestly, if they didn't already cast Joseph Quinn, I would have liked Zac Efron to play Johnny Storm.
Yeah, that was my dream. My dream casting for that was John Krasinski and his wife as the Richard. Emily Blunt. Efron as the Human Torch and John Cena as the Thing. But
ooh, that would have been nice.
But hey, that's all right. I'm excited to see what we get with the new thing. Although John Cena should be in somewhere in here. We could get him in one of these roles.
Yeah.
He would have been a good Cyclops if we'd cast this when he was in his 20s.
Yeah, Efron's Wolverine.
I think it's good. I like it. I think he makes some very.
Why does he look like he looks like Lou Ferrigno?
Farquaad. I said he looks like Farquaad from Shrek in that picture. Lord Farquaad.
He looks like Ogie Oglethorpe from Slapshot.
That too. He got a lot of looks going on.
But yeah, that's our pick for tonight. Wolverine, Zac Efron. Sound off in the comments, everybody. I know you.
Oh, they will. They will.
I know.
Actually, you know who would be? He's 33. What? Never mind.
Who's?
That would make me a good Cyclops, but he's 33 too old.
I don't know.
Austin Butler.
Nah. He would have actually. He would have been.
He'd be a better.
Calm down.
Yeah, he would have been. Yeah, I was gonna say he would have been a good Gambit if we didn't already have Channing.
Actually,
they're not going to keep him around.
No,
they have to. Why would you?
Not going to do it?
Because he was a comedy Gambit. If they want a legit Gambit, he's a joke. They made a joke, like he was done as a joke. They want to make him.
Gambit is a comedy. I mean, he has a serious side, but for the most part, that dude is funny.
That Gambit did not have a serious
I
side.
tried to make that case for Channing, and I got shot down.
But I mean, Channing, Channing literally has all the chops. He's flexible. He's agile. He's from the South. He's good with throwing cards. Shut up, Kevin.
Yeah, that's true.
Can we dead that John Cena "You Can't See Me" joke, please? That shit is so old.
Going on for an awful long time.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
So the whole John Cena in the wrestling, when he does this, it's like "You can't see me," and so the whole gag is like, "Oh, John Cena when he's out, you can't see him."
Yeah,
he's kind of got that Drax thing going on.
It's like a picture of people with him. They're like, it's nice for that person to take a photo with like this other person. They never acknowledge he's in it. It's kind of like a joke.
They're like, "Oh, like I thought you were with John Cena. Where is he?"
He's visible. That's the joke.
That's the joke.
But yeah, no, I'm Team Channing just off the strength that this man put in like so much work and so much like effort to get cast, and finally we got him. And I mean, I thought his performance was great. Like, I mean, why would you just like throw that away? Like, he gave like 6 years of his life to get that role.
I think they're throwing it away, Hanif.
Why?
It was like, yeah. I like him too, but I think it's perfect place to be an alternate universe Gambit that they did. You know, we get to see what we never got to see. Same as Krasinski and the other one.
No, you'll see him again. He'll be in Secret Wars or something.
Oh yeah, but I don't think it's
like just Secret Wars. I want him a part of the team.
Nah, that's not gonna happen.
We already got they already introduced like 4 solid choices for X-Men. I mean, between Kelsey Grammer with his cameo in the Marvels.
Yeah, but he's all CGI, so he's just a voice.
So what? So what?
Just CGI.
That CGI looks way better than he did.
We got a full CGI Gambit now.
That'd be pretty good, actually.
No, I did see a rumor that they're trying to cast a Gambit in a Kitty Pryde. So I think
I think Austin Butler would be your best bet for Gambit.
I like Austin Butler as Gambit.
I think he's your best choice for that one. in my opinion.
Just let's waste all this money on a one.
Oh, I know who you're. I know
a ton of money on crappy X-Men stuff. Fuck.
I know who your Cyclops is, by the way. I think.
Okay.
Harris Dickinson.
Harris Dickinson.
Harris. He was.
You made that up.
No, he's in that movie Baby Girl.
Harry Dick. You made that up.
No.
Okay.
He's in the movie Baby Girl with Nicole Kidman that just came out, but he's also in Triangle of Sadness, and he was in the wrestling movie with Zac Efron.
Ew. Ew.
Oh my God, Hanif. Who's your perfect person?
Not this guy.
Look him up from the other movies. What are you looking at? His Wikipedia picture or something?
I'm looking at his pictures on Google.
Yeah, I am too. I'm kind of with Hanif on this one.
He's got a weird face.
He's got a weird face. I mean, Cyclops covers half his face, but
that's the first Cyclops where his visor is going to keep falling off.
All right, well.
We'll keep looking. I don't think that's the one. He's like
actually,
this guy could play like
actually,
a morph or something.
Yeah, I was gonna say he looks.
He's
more
like
he's like more like a Bobby Drake.
Yeah, he'd be a good Bobby Drake. I like that.
Or are they going for like a younger actor for that one?
I don't know.
Because Bobby's very young.
Well, Dickinson is in his 20s. He's 28.
I like that as Iceman, though. Actually, that's good. They're gonna want to cast a gay actor as Iceman, though. So,
oh my gosh,
they will. You know they will. So, yeah, I guess that's it. Should we get out of here, fellas?
Sure.
I guess so.
All right. Well, hold on.
Wait, you're forgetting your homework.
Remind them of their homework, Professor.
Watch episode 1 of season 2, Growing Pains.
And then watch Growing Pains with Alan Thicke.
Yes. Go watch the entire TV show from the 90s, Growing Pains, starring Alan Thicke.
Yep.
And if you have time after that, wait, was Alan Thicke in
Kirkland Lake, Ontario's own Alan Thicke.
Right. I always get Growing Pains mixed up with 30 something, I think. Was that the other one?
I don't know. I knew Growing Pains with Alan Thicke.
That's right. That's the one with Kirk Cameron.
Yeah.
What was the one that had Buddy on it from Tremors? Michael Gross. He was on one of those shows.
Oh,
the one that
Picket Fences?
Was it Picket Fences?
No, Family Ties.
Family Ties. That's the one. That's the one I was getting mixed up with. All right. You want to support a super far right wing uber Christian lunatic like Kirk Cameron, then you go right ahead and watch Growing Pains.
Oh wait, I take all that back. Don't go watch Growing Pains.
But you do get to see a young Leonardo DiCaprio on it, so that's always interesting. Although if you want to watch a young Leonardo DiCaprio in a movie that he'll never tell you he was in, watch Critters 3.
Critters 3.
I was gonna say, what was that movie that he was on? That he was on an island or something like that.
Yeah, the beach.
The Beach.
That's a good movie. The Beach.
Yeah, that came on randomly the other day, and I was like, "Oh my god, it's young Leo!" And he was with Tilda Swinton
too. Yeah. Watch Family Matters. Yeah, I agree. Watch Family Matters. Why not? Actually, go watch the Key and Peele skit about Family Matters. That shit is hilarious.
Do you see Dave Chappelle on SNL? Do you see when Dave Chappelle was on SNL a couple weeks ago?
No.
He had a really funny bit making fun of like the Diddy parties, and he was saying how people ask him about him, and he's saying he was never invited. Then he started feeling bad because he's like, "How ugly am I if I didn't get invited to the Diddy parties?" And then he was talking about some story where I guess like the actor Reginald Val Johnson that plays Carl Winslow was that one of them where like someone was like mouthing off to him, and like Diddy was like making a thing about how like when you show power over other people or something, and then like Chappelle's like, man, he's like, Carl Winslow got invited to those parties and I did.
Yeah, that was the running joke for a while that he was at those parties and he got freaky with Diddy.
That'd be amazing.
Carl Winslow fucked Diddy. That
would be amazing. All right, are you ready to accept my original Cyclops casting, Davin? When we argued about it before,
isn't he too old?
No, Tanner Buchanan, the guy from Cobra Kai, that plays Johnny's son.
No, get him. No, he's
that's terrible.
Bobby
He's
or
like,
something.
he's also like gonna be like 5'5". They're all like tiny on that show. Come on now.
If they're doing like a Power Rangers reboot, I'd say get that whole cast.
Well,
no.
Obviously, I'm not wanted here, so you guys can go pick your perfect cast for Cyclops, and
we'll get a good Cyclops.
And it won't be good.
Nope,
I'm going to shoot them all down because they're too small, or they're too weird, or their face is too odd.
Yeah, Tanner Buchanan's 5'8".
Yeah, see, exactly.
So he can't be 6'5" and he can't be 5'8". So what's
exactly.
where's
the 6'5"?
Where's the perfect Goldilocks bed that lets him
6'5" over 5'8".
Well, then
Gene can fly. They can make out with her flying.
Then make him a Lordy and don't change it.
Well, like, what was it? Yeah, because Scott is like 6'3" and Gene is like 5'6".
Yeah, exactly. Scott's already
like polar height opposite.
Yeah. Scott's like 6'3" already.
So it's 2 inches difference. Make it a Lordy. Who cares?
All right, I'm doing it.
I'll take Jacob Elordi. I don't have a problem with him.
All right, we'll keep it. All right, let's get out of here, fellas.
All right. Goodbye.
Hey, man, that didn't take too long at all. No, it wasn't over. It should have been me.